I'd become a little obsessed with life-sized cardboard stand-ups of famous characters. But that's perfectly natural. So a couple years back, stepping into the old Wayback Machine for a second, my mom got me as a gift a life-size cardboard stand-up of my favorite fictional character of all time, Indiana Jones. And I love it. I mean, for the first several weeks I had it in my room in the corner, I would wake up early in the morning for school and see this shadowy figure in the darkness and instantly assume that a stranger had snuck into my room in the night, which was utterly terrifying. But after I got through that bone-chilling, nowhere is safe, what is reality phase, Indy became pretty cool. Now, whenever I come home from college for a break, he greets me like an old friend, and I love him to pieces. But I never thought that I'd become one of those people with a bunch of cardboard stand-ups. I mean, having one is great, and he's my favorite character ever, so I gotta go for it. But having several just seems creepy and desperate. Like, I'm trying to pretend that they're all my best friends, and pretty soon I'm gonna be dressing them up and having tea parties with them. And that'll inevitably lead to me having long conversations with them alone in my room, which just seems unhealthy, to be honest. Still, as much as I want to cling to that last little tiny shred of sanity I may have left rattling around up here, there are some pretty awesome cardboard stand-ups out there. The other day I was in a comic book shop. Not for me, I was buying a Christmas gift for a relative. Seriously. Honestly. And I spotted a cardboard version of one of the characters from my current favorite TV show, the CW masterpiece known as Arrow. It's about the Green Arrow. He's a superhero. And it's breathtaking. And I say, oh, that's awesome! If only they had, like, the actual Arrow, you know, Oliver Queen himself, I would totally buy that. At which point, of course, the sales associate at the cash register in front of me says, oh, wait a second. And he leaves for a moment while I quickly go into cardiac arrest because I know it's coming. And just as I anticipated, he comes back with a full-sized Arrow cardboard stand-up. Now this guy is one of my heroes. The idea of having a life-sized version of him to motivate me every day is just breathtaking and inspiring. I guess my breath is taken a lot away from me. There's no conceivable way I'm gonna walk out of this store without the Arrow in my hands. That sounded really weird, but you get what I mean. Right? Anyway, as I complete the transaction and the Christmas gift I purchased is handed to me, along with my new cardboard stand-up, another guy behind the counter says the magic words. You know, the other one that's been selling out like crazy is Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, the unmasked version we have, because everybody wants to look at Chris Pratt's beautiful face. Okay, first of all, Chris Pratt's face is undeniably, objectively beautiful, so high marks for that guy in that respect. But also, Star-Lord is another one of my heroes, so I know that eventually I'm gonna need to have a life-size version of him. But that raises the question, how far am I gonna let this go? Am I just gonna keep buying more and more of these until I have a room populated with fake, two-dimensional fictional characters? That seems a little antisocial. And shockingly, kind of a turn-off to the ladies, perhaps. I mean, will I end up on an episode of Hoarders? Maybe. Parker was just an ordinary college student with a love of superheroes until his obsession with life-sized cardboard stand-ups got out of hand. Now he can barely walk around in his own room, and he compulsively speaks to his cardboard figures. Yeah, you know, he was always a pretty normal guy, a nice guy, but, you know, there comes a point when things just get out of hand. And when I went into his room, I could see that he had passed that point, and there was a serious problem. So I've started to realize that I'm gonna need to get a handle on this obsession. Eventually. But for now, it's kind of a fun, trivial, only slightly worrisome interest of mine. And I guess the lesson here is that if you have a weird interest, unless it gets dangerous or unhealthy or it stops you from interacting with other humans, then go with it. I mean, if it makes you happy, don't let anybody stand in your way. Isn't that right, Indy?
It sure is, Parker. Even though I'm getting too old for this role, and the last movie in my series was absolutely terrible, and definitely crushed your dreams.
Wow, that was honest, Indy. Thanks. I could never find a young Harrison Ford Indiana Jones stand-up. Alas, one of the great tragedies in life. I'll catch you later.
Me too.